Now, let's go ahead and find some reference angles. You should have, a circle out, whether you drew it on a prior slide or what. It's just something to give you a visual to reference off of. So A, it says we've got 5 pi over 3, which 5 pi over 3 is greater than pi, right? Because pi, if I had it in 3 over 3s, that would be 3 pi over 3. And so that means I'd be cutting things up into thirds. So it's not there. 5 pi over 3 is 1/3 pi less than 2. So we're going to be looking at this, 5 pi over 3. We need to look at what our reference angle is. How are we going to do that? Well, it's in the fourth quadrant, so we're going to do 2 pi minus 5 pi over 3. 2 pi is identical as 6 pi over 3, right? I just stretched it so we had a common denominator. We're subtracting 5 pi over 3, and our reference angle is pi over 3. Hopefully that makes sense. It may take some practice. B is negative 130 degrees. So we've only looked at positive numbers. How do we find negative numbers? Well, negative numbers means instead of working counterclockwise through your unit circle, you're working, I'll do it in red, clockwise. So it's going to be the same thing. Instead of 180, you're subtracting, you're looking at negative 180 minus a negative 130. So you're just going to be looking at the negative pattern because we know it's greater than 90. So it's somewhere in here that looks like, well, it's, what is that, 40 greater than that. So that means this is going to give you a 50-degree reference angle in here. Say that was our ending, and that's 50 degrees. So the negative ones work the same. The other thing you can do with a negative angle is you could figure out what the positive form is and then mirror it over the x-axis to find the negative version of it. It's easier just to count by the 90s and then see where you go from there. All right, that's it for reference angles, so make sure you're understanding that. We're going to move into the next piece on the next slide.